Hello you, welcome to today's video. I'm Lights Out Beauty and today I'm going to be creating some 70s style nail art ideas. I was really inspired by the whole flower power idea, so I went on Google to make sure that I got the color scheme right. Before adding this base coat, I did buff the nail to take off the shine first. After letting that fry for about 60 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and put my base color down. This is a really pretty color by Beetles. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to do 2 coats of that, curing in between for 60 seconds. If you've been keeping up with my new channel as a new nail artist, you may know that at this point in my nail art journey, I've been working on my smile lines. I've seen so many ways of doing a French tip with all kind of guides, but like I said in my last video, it's a lot easier for me to go ahead and freehand the smile line for my French tips. And when you're developing your style or your habits, you're gonna have these little quirks that help you get through your artwork. And here's mine right there. That little flick of the brush just helps me make sure that I don't have too much polish on my nail art brush. Right now I'm just using cheap nail art brushes off of Amazon, and you just have to work with what you have in the beginning. I don't know if it's any different than more expensive nail art brushes. There's no way for me to know that because I haven't invested in it. But here they are. They're so cute, so pretty. And moving on, here's the dotting tools that I'm going to use. I'm showing you different kinds. That way you know that whatever you have on hand that has a pointy tip at the, end of it, go ahead and use that. Another thing that I want to note in my nail art journey as a beginner is I'm starting to use my table as my palette board. I don't know if you've watched my nail haul videos in the beginning where I was just getting all kind of supplies that I saw people using on YouTube. But I got this little like disposable palette, and I don't know, I just kind of think I think if you're making charms and things like that, yeah, those will come in handy. But if you're just using it to put some color down on your table, I find them kind of pointless. Just go ahead and get a vinyl sheet, lay it down on your table, and just splat your color all over it. Once you're done with your gel polishes on your palette, on the palette table, just go ahead and take a towel with some alcohol on it or some polish remover, and it comes right off without ruining your vinyl sheet. As far as the nail art goes, what I'm making sure of on this nail is that I can see the blue on either side of the nail without having to tilt the nail too far to the left or to the right. And then on this nail, the almond shaped nail, I decided to do the C curve or the smile line curve with the blue instead of having it on either side of the nail. I'm just doing 2 different ideas that are in my head to see which one will look better. Now, bringing the dotting tools back in place, I've already started on the flowers. That way the video isn't too long. But with the orange, I found that it's a little bit harder to see in the beginning. So I'm just going to speed through this real quick. But you'll see me do the flowers from beginning to end when I get over to the red. In the meantime, I am putting 2 coats of the color on the nails and just letting them cook one by one as I go through them. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried that the orange was blending in with the pink a little bit too much, but this is where that whole trust the process comes into play, and I just rocked with it. Even though the red is deeply pigmented, I did do 2 coats of the red as well, and I cured in between for 60 seconds because I want to make sure each layer is fully cooked before moving on to the next one. That way nothing lifts, nothing bubbles. Just as a side note, as I'm finishing up my flowers, the next thing I'm going to be working on is how much gel polish I put down on my palette. As you see, there's a lot left and I'm already done with these nails. And now I'm adding some white to the middle of the flowers. That way when I put down my yellow and my green, it pops off. If I don't put the white down first, the yellow and green is kind of going to have a hard time really popping off of the petals of the flowers. At this point, this is where I started getting excited. I mean, this is so freaking cute. When I have these ideas, I only want to do a couple just to see, you know, if they're cute or not. But I gotta tell you, these are super cute. I'm gonna make myself a full set. And here's a third nail that I did off camera just to try to use up all, you know, more of that paint that I had down on my palette. And I did it in a different shape just so we can see if we like it or not. And I put matte on that nail, and on these two nails that you watch me do, I'm going to go ahead and put a top glossy coat, and then it's going to be done. I'm going to tell you right now, not only am I going to make myself a set of these, but these are definitely going to go into my new nail shop on Etsy. They're just that freaking cute. Okay, beauties, here it is. Here they are. This is the almond one, and look, it's so cute. That orange is just perfect. I love how it's super subtle. I didn't want these to be like bright and too out there. Even though there's a lot of design going on, there's a lot we're working with. We're working with red, with oranges, with the pink. You know, even though the pink is a nude, it's still pink. With the blue, the white, it pops off, but it's still elegant because the colors are so muted. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that whole 70s vibe going on. Then with this nail, the one that I quickly did off camera, I want you to notice that little bubble in there. I did not use the pink base coat. You know how when people are doing press-on nails to sell, they say don't ever send them out clear at the bottom? That is why. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I will see you on the next one.